Welcome to our Asian Star Trend channel. Today we have the following news. Hope you and your friends follow along. Love, breakups, and the real lives behind the short drama scene in the fast-paced world of short dramas, where stories unfold in mere minutes and emotions burn bright and fast. Some on-screen chemistry has been more than just acting. Over the years, a number of real-life couples emerged from these sets only to part ways just as suddenly. Today, we take a closer look at the bittersweet stories behind some of these former lovers. They met under the spotlight, shared laughter between takes, and sparked rumors that soon became reality. Fans rooted for them, believing the fairy tale extended beyond the script. For a while, it did. But reality, as it often does, had its own plot twist, from subtle Instagram unfollows to public breakup statements masked in polite language. We've grown apart, we wish each other well. Each story reveals a unique emotional undercurrent. Some splits were heartbreakingly quiet. Others came with explosive drama that blurred the lines between real and real. One former couple, known for their hilarious behind-the-scenes banter, left fans stunned when they revealed they'd broken up just days after filming Wrapped. Another, who had shared a deeply moving scene that brought audiences to tears, later confessed they couldn't handle the emotional weight off camera. Yet amidst the heartache, there's something strangely comforting. These stories reflect not just the fragility of love, but the courage to walk away when it's no longer right. They're reminders that even our favorite stars stumble, grow, and heal just like us. Behind the staged kisses and dramatic monologues, there are real people navigating love in the spotlight. And maybe, just maybe, that's what makes watching them all the more human. Love in the short drama world. Not every fairy tale finds its ending. Romance in the short drama world dazzles like a firework, bright, fleeting, and unforgettable. One of the most beloved couples to emerge from this whirlwind was Shen-Si and Lee Ruoki. On set, their chemistry was electric. Off set, their stolen glances spoke volumes. Viewers didn't just ship their characters, they rooted for them. Dubbed the golden couple of the genre, Shen and Lee radiated warmth in every scene they shared. Fans were convinced their fairy tale would last beyond the final episode, but as the cameras stopped rolling, so did the magic. Despite their once-in-a-lifetime bond, the story that began with so much promise quietly faded into a memory, leaving behind only whispers of what could have been. But real life isn't a script, and not every scene ends in a perfect fade-out. In the end, Shen-Si and Lee Ruoki went their separate ways, quietly and without much explanation. Why did they break up? The internet had no shortage of theories. Some pointed to clashing personalities, others blamed the relentless grind of filming schedules and long-distance strain. The truth remains a mystery. What's certain, though, is the quiet ache their split left behind, not just for fans, but for anyone who once believed in their love story. There's a certain sadness in watching something so promising unravel. Maybe it's because, deep down, we all hope love can survive the spotlight. Their breakup wasn't dramatic. It was simply real. And sometimes, that's the most heartbreaking ending of all. Then there was Meng-Na and Du Yafei, a couple once so sweet, it felt like their love could light up a whole drama set. Their chemistry wasn't just on screen, it was in every glance, every unspoken gesture. One unforgettable variety show appearance had them teasing each other's little habits. Du adjusting Meng-Na's hair mid-sentence, Meng mimicking his serious face during script readings. It was the kind of playful affection that made fans giggle with anti-smiles across the internet. But as with many whirlwind romances, the sweetness faded. Rumors began circulating, differing life philosophies, quiet disagreements, subtle emotional drift. Neither ever publicly confirmed the cause, but insiders whispered that their values, once aligned, had started to diverge. It wasn't scandal. It wasn't betrayal. Just two people walking down paths that no longer pointed in the same direction. Some endings don't explode, they quietly dissolve. After the breakup, Meng-Na addressed it in an interview with quiet grace. "You can't force love," she said, almost casually. But behind the simplicity of her words was a weight that lingered. Resignation, perhaps, or a sadness too deep to name. It struck a chord. Why is love so hard? So fragile, even when it feels so right? Maybe that's the cruel beauty of it. It burns brightly, then slips through our fingers before we even realize their story wasn't a dramatic fall. It was the soft unraveling of something once beautiful, and in that gentle ending, many found something unexpectedly honest, a reminder that love, no matter how dazzling, is never guaranteed. Lu Dandong and Yang Yilu were another couple whose love once seemed straight out of a short drama script, only this time, it was real life imitating art. When they first got together, the sweetness was undeniable. Yang once posted a photo on social media of a homemade breakfast Lu had prepared for her: toast, fruit, and a little heart drawn in chocolate sauce. Fans flooded the comments, "This is happiness." For a while, they made people believe in fairy tales, but like many quiet heartbreaks in the industry, theirs ended without fanfare. No public statements, no drama. Just a slow fading of interactions, and then silence. The kind of silence that speaks volumes. Perhaps they chose to protect something private. Or perhaps they realized some stories, no matter how beautiful in the beginning, aren't meant to be told to the very end. Even perfect mornings can't always guarantee forever. Some say it was a matter of career paths. Lu Dandong wanted to pursue more acting projects, pouring himself into scripts and sets, while Yang Yilu yearned for a quieter life, something slower, more grounded. But who really knows, love, after all, isn't always loud when it fades. Outsiders see the glow, the sweet moments, the red carpet smiles. But the real temperature of a relationship, its warmth, its cracks, its quiet drifting, is felt only by the two people inside it. In the end, it's easy to speculate, but harder to truly understand. What remains is a memory of a time when their love looked effortless, beautiful, full of promise. And perhaps that's what makes their story linger, the quiet truth that not every beautiful chapter was meant to last, but it was real while it did. And finally, there was Zuo Yi and Chen Gang, a couple once so in sync, they practically lived on the trending charts. Whether attending industry events or sharing casual moments off-screen, their connection was undeniable. They moved like two halves of a whole, finishing each other's sentences, sharing knowing glances. Even fans couldn't help but scream, "Just get married already." But the brighter the spotlight, the harsher the shadows. Not long after, whispers of a breakup began to surface. At first, no one believed it. How could something that seemed so perfect fall apart? But the signs grew too obvious to ignore: separate appearances, distant interviews, silence where there used to be playfulness. In a world that thrives on illusion, their breakup felt like a jolt of reality. It reminded everyone, even the most picture-perfect love stories can unravel behind the scenes, far from the curated glow of a camera lens. After the breakup, Chen Gang posted a single, haunting message: "Some people, once missed, are gone for a lifetime." No names, no tags, just those few words. But they carried a weight that left many hearts heavy. It was a rare moment of vulnerability from someone usually so composed. Love, it seems, is sometimes like trying to hold on to the wind. The tighter you grip, the faster it slips through your fingers. In the world of short dramas, where everything is heightened and fleeting, real emotions still run deep. Behind the perfect frames and scripted kisses are stories of real people, real heartbreaks, and real lessons. And perhaps that's what draws us in, not just the fantasy, but the fragile humanity behind it. Each of these breakups in the short drama world carries its own story, its own reasons. But at the heart of it all, love remains the one lesson no one ever fully masters. The hectic filming schedules, the long days apart, the quiet strain behind the glamour, perhaps all of it slowly changes the shape of what once felt unshakable. Watching these couples part ways, I sometimes wonder, does love require not just the right person, but also the right timing? Because without both, even the sweetest beginnings might only lead to someone passing through your life. In the end, it's not always about who loved more or who let go first. Sometimes, it's just life, quietly rearranging the pieces. Have you ever felt a pang of regret for a couple that didn't make it? Which story stayed with you the most? We'd love to hear your thoughts. After all, love stories don't end when the credits roll.